Now this is how you do a Christmas food shop where all the ingredients are in one supermarket. I got my entire Christmas food shop from Waitrose, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to make a delicious plant-based Christmas spread. Making a plant-based friendly Christmas dinner can be super intimidating, and I just want to show you how easy it can be. To keep your plant-based centerpiece really easy, Waitrose have released the ultimate triple nut roast. Pick up one of these, make your staples, make them vegan friendly, and I promise you they are still absolutely delicious and keep the core Christmas flavors alive. The first thing we're going to get into is making these crispy roast potatoes with the King Edward unmatched potato for fluffiness, crispiness, deliciousness. Peeling the potatoes for me is something that I personally love to do with my son. It helps him cook with me. It's a very easy task. It's just one of those things that I feel like you do with the younger generations in your family. I'm not too precious about the shape. I do like them all over the place. I just want to add them to a pot, bring them to a boil with cold water first. Once you filled it up with water, you need to heavily salt this water, and then the potatoes are going to absorb that salty water. So at the end of it, you don't need to add much. It's already seasoned, it's already delicious. A little bit more. We've started with cold water, then I know in my head the potatoes are soft and ready once they start to bubble and boil. That's when I turn it off and drain them. They should be soft so that you can mash them around a little bit, but you don't want them too soft to the point that they're like kind of mashed potatoes. While the potatoes are getting soft, I'm going to work on the cranberries. Got these cranberries. You can of course buy a cranberry sauce. I just think it's nice to make it yourself, and then you can control how much sugar you actually put in your cranberry sauce. Pop them in the pan, cover them with a bit of liquid, add some sweetness. I'm going to use maple syrup. You can add cinnamon, you can add star anise, any aromatics that you want to add to your cranberry sauce. You can just play with it when you make it yourself, and it's really easy to do. Brussels sprouts have such a bad rep, and I honestly think it's because of school dinners. They were just boiled and they tasted awful. This is how you make them really tasty. So you want to clean your Brussels sprout, and then we're going to cut a little bit of the stalky stemmy part off, but not too much, otherwise they're going to lose their shape. In the time it took me to prep our Brussels sprouts, our cranberry sauce is basically ready. Now cranberries have a really natural thickening agent, so what you do is just let them sit, and they can last for up to a week in the fridge. They get thicker over time. You just want to taste it, make sure you're happy with the flavor. And it's that simple to make your own homemade cranberry sauce. Then with our Brussels, just like the potatoes, heavily salt this bad boy. Make your water a sea salt bath and let it absorb that salt. You don't want soggy Brussels sprouts. That's like my worst nightmare. Hard boil them a little bit soft to then roast them in the oven and crisp them up, similar to how we roast the potatoes. And while this is starting to warm up, our potatoes have boiled. They're bubbling, so now we're going to drain them. Whenever I do this, I'm always trying not to frizz up my hair. Put them back in the pan, because at this point I just like to shake them up a little bit. So it meshes up the outside layer, and then you get lots of different kind of dimensions that can roast and crisp in the oven with the olive oil and get super delicious. So yeah. I've got this big roasting tin, which I'm just gonna lather in olive oil. I remember the era of Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay doing Christmas dinners on TV, and it was always like, duck fat, duck fat, duck fat, it's gonna make the crispiest potatoes. Listen, olive oil makes a delicious crispy roast potato. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This oven has already been preheating, and I'm gonna put it at 220 degrees Celsius. The olive oil takes minutes to get hot. I can smell the rosemary. It smells absolutely delicious. So we're just gonna get our potatoes. Make sure the potatoes are coated in the oil, then throw them in the oven. Potatoes are in. Now we're just gonna drain our Brussels sprouts. I did get some oil on my top, which is quite sad. Make sure you lay your Brussels face down so it's flat. And to make them a little bit more chef's kiss, I'm gonna make a marinade using miso, maple, or agave, mixing it together and then just brushing it on so you get like moreish, crunchy. Look at my lips already. Brussels sprouts normally don't take too long, so it's just a quick roast. Back to our carrots. Peel the carrots and then slice them in half. I like to do them this shape, and then cover them with water. And we're just gonna parboil. In, you guessed it, Brussels. Let's have a look at them. Light, delicious caramelization. Salty, sweet, umami. Make miso maple Brussels this Christmas. Just do it. I promise you, you'll have no regrets. Yum. The miso just adds that umami, and it's very slightly sweet, not like super sweet like candy, just very slightly sweet, salty balance. I should stop eating these, but damn. The potatoes are nearly ready. I just want to turn them around and make sure everything is crispy, but they are crispy, delicious. You can eat them now. I'm just being a little bit of a perfectionist. Drain the carrots. Pan is ready. Add a little bit of olive oil. And it should just slide on. With the olive oil, I'm also going to add in some of this rosemary. So I like to use the zest of an orange. When I use the juice, I just feel like it creates too much liquid. But the zest gives you flavour. Mix it with something sticky like maple syrup or agave. And then just cook down your carrots until golden. To make my carrots even more delicious, I'm gonna add some walnuts on top. I'm gonna add them in the pan with the carrots to soak up that kind of sticky orange sauce that we made to glaze the carrots. So you get kind of candied walnuts, which are just so delicious, and add a really nice crunch on top of the carrots. Now we've got all our trimmings done, the classic delicious Christmas trimmings. It's time to add the centerpiece, which is this ultimate nut roast. Now it's got things like chickpeas, lentils, sweet potatoes. So it's got supernatural, delicious ingredients. Once you remove all the packaging, you have this really beautiful circular nut roast with some nuts on top. Place it in the oven, 30 minutes, and that's your plant-based centerpiece ready. Miso glazed Brussels sprouts, orange maple carrot, Waitrose ultimate triple nut roast, crispy roasted fluffy potatoes, a true feast. And there we have it. That is how you make a delicious plant-based friendly Christmas dinner with the centerpiece and all the delicious trimmings to go with it. Don't forget your gravy. I've actually made a video on my YouTube channel before about how I make a gravy. I will link it down below. You can also buy vegan friendly gravies these days. I really hope you enjoyed this and found this really easy to absorb, and you have an incredible Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I also have some updates coming. I had a really big life update which I shared on my Instagram, and a lot of people are saying we want to see it on YouTube, so I'm going to be sharing a series. Stay tuned for it. Thank you for being patient with me, and I really hope that you like this video. Kind of cooking with me today.